Protesters ignored the calls to order by the speaker. Saskatoon NDP MLA Jennifer Bowes stood in solidarity with those chanting. Those in the gallery who did not stop their chants prompted the government members and members of the opposition to leave the chamber. Outside the chamber, someone draped a Palestinian flag on the pole that is holding an Israel flag. The crowd continued chanting inside and then outside on the steps of the legislature.
Even when we were walking out, when we were chanting ceasefire, the Israel flag in the middle of how is that not provocative? If you want to say have peaceful protests and to remain neutral, then you practice the same thing that you preach to us. Well, how are we supposed to walk in there and not feel provoked and not feel like there's already a bias as we're walking in there, or not feel like our voices are already shut down before we even raise a voice when we walk into that?
The protesters are calling on the Saskatchewan government to call for a ceasefire, joining Saskatoon Mayor Charlie Clark and opposition leader Carla Beck. They estimate that 300 people came to the legislature, the majority traveling to Regina from Saskatoon. They say they're disappointed the government is supporting Israel.
We will never forget. We will never forget their standing, and they're voting for genocide, and they're not trying to stop it from their end. And we will remember that every single time they come to ask for our votes.
The opposition has called for a release of hostages and a ceasefire to allow for humanitarian aid.
I think many people have seen the images since October the 7th, and it truly horrifying to see children killed. Disrupting the legislature, the People's Assembly, I think is troubling. You certainly support people's right to speak out, but it was concerning to see the disruption of the proceedings.
The government declined to comment on Monday's events. On October 10th, Premier Scott Moe announced that the government would send $100,000 to Israel in emergency aid following the attack by Hamas. Last week, the government said it continues to support Israel's right to defend itself. Adam Hunter, CBC News, Regina.